So in this video, I'd like to share just 4 things that really helped me massively to shift from being an anxious avoidant attachment style to secure attachment style. And the reason I want to do this is because it's just so common. We're talking about it so much nowadays. There's a really deep understanding of what's going on with us. But I just want to give tools of actually somebody that's been through the process, because it's worth it. It really is. I think it was by Dolly God. I was thinking that's not the word. Anyway, so one of the first things, well, firstly, actually, just to say about an anxious avoidant to help people understand. So when you're anxious avoidant, what that looked like for me was feeling really either insecure and wanting to grasp on and just taking everything so personally and thinking, I'm not enough. Do they want me? Just not really trusting and feeling secure. Then I would then shift to avoidant of wanting to completely push people away and just basically avoid them, and even question, do I want to be in this relationship? Just all sorts of stuff. And if you're avoidant or anxious, I'm sure that you can understand and resonate with both. So being anxious avoidant, I kind of would oscillate between the two, and it really was dependent on the person that I was with in what would come out of me. But the first thing I did that helped me massively was read. I read so much. I read about understanding how the brain works, how human beings work, how we evolve, really understanding the psychology of why and how we get to the way we do. So that was great because it gave me a real understanding of what was going on in those moments. The second thing I did was, from the books, it actually gave me a place of awareness to understand that I am not my thoughts. I am actually nothing that goes on up here. My thoughts are simply an accumulation of every single thing that I've experienced, seen and heard in my entire life. And that's all that they are. And so once of having an awareness of what my thoughts were, I actually could detach from them. And what that would look like was, so while my thoughts are going on, regardless of what they are, I would not be getting drawn into the emotions that they would usually trigger in my body. And then it would just become this catch-22 of the thoughts, the feeling, the thoughts and feelings, and just spiraling down and down. So I just completely understood that, okay, this is what's going on right now. Okay, interesting. I wonder where that could have came from. But just having that awareness of not becoming attached to them, knowing that I am not my thoughts, it was just a massive shift, because it's then you can be going through the situation, but you're looking from an outside perspective rather than just only being able to see from here. So the next thing that I did, which is massive, 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 you really cannot underestimate the power of this one, okay? And that was forgiveness and understanding. Forgiveness and understanding for my childhood, for all the things that I internalized as traumatic, for all the things that my soul needed that perhaps I didn't get, for understanding that my parents did the best that they could, and for forgiving for anything that needed forgiving. And why that was important is because it actually put me back into a place of power. It actually helped me to flip the script, and instead of all the things that created, or what at the time created that anxious avoidant, to find the gift in that, to find the power, my power in that pain. And so in finding the power in the pain, in shifting the story from that, then means when triggers would come up, even though that would have been my automatic go-to, because I'd shifted that what was a painful memory to something powerful, it actually stopped triggering my body so much when those things would come up, because of course I've got the detachment from the mind. So it's like a double whammy of not then triggering those typical emotions, what would have came in my body. And so the last one, which is, again, I mean, all of them are so important, and like together it's an amazing concoction of healing and I suppose just relating healthily to people. And so the last one is trust and understanding. So it's usually, of course, our partner that triggers us the most. So trusting that this person 100% has my best interest at heart. This is so important because this leaves very, very little room to actually none for the mind to play some kind of story about what my partner did, because I trust them. I trust that they care about my feelings, my emotions, and that they have my best interest at heart. So I trust that whatever they've done is not purposely, intentionally to upset me, to annoy me, to frustrate me. And so when I know that, then I can try and understand, what is it actually that they are trying to communicate to me? What is it that I'm not perhaps understanding, and seeking to understand what they are going through, what it is they actually are trying to express. What is it? What's their interpretation versus where my mind took it? And so all of those together, I mean, there will be more things, but these are the ones from the top of my head that have helped me massively, and I mean massively, so that regardless of who I'm with, to be triggered, it's just so rare. Actually, I'm going to add boundaries, knowing what your boundaries are. And I think once you do that work, you actually automatically know what your boundaries are and you're able to state them clearly, because it actually gets to the point of, well, if you don't match my boundaries, I'm not interested. Because if I'm feeling up here, you need to match me or add to me. Anything less than that is like gone. So the boundaries are like up here. Anyway, I hope they've been helpful. Let me know which one's been the most helpful. What are you already doing, or what might you add on? Because I'm definitely for learning, but you have to put things into practice. That's so important. Embody one of the things that moved you the most. All right, so much love and blessings. Bye.